there's been some company spin going on that might not actually always be truthful happening on Wikipedia. Now, I find it very hard to believe that information on Wikipedia could be less than accurate, Tor.
I know it is. I know.
Whoa!
My innocence died when I heard this story a little bit. Basically, there's this guy created this thing called Wikipedia Scanner, this crazy cool application which basically lets you trace, trace all these Wikipedia edits back to the IP addresses that edited them. And lo and behold, shocking that, apparently somebody at EA headquarters has been tasked with, kind of trimming and fixing up EA edits. So that's what started the initial thing, and it was a story that first surfaced over on Shack News somebody. But then our very own Brendan Sinclair did a little digging himself, and he found all sorts of crazy business going on. Like, for instance, Sony Online Entertainment cut out little references in some of its entry, or for the EverQuest entry more accurately, from the St. Petersburg Times in Florida, about this guy who basically was sentenced to 15 years in prison for fracturing his 9-month-old son's ribs and leaving the child in a utility closet to die of a punctured heart so he could play EverQuest. So somebody...
That's a crime?
Apparently now that, and this is totally not surprising at all, that, in an open source reference that some people at publishers are going to go in and fix up their stuff, basically. So I mean, I don't find it that shocking, but I think it's it's just kind of just shows the nature of of how micromanaged a lot of PR.
Well, it's like I think I really get the impression that people just put way too much faith in Wikipedia and that it is full of lies. And is it really that big of a deal for a company to go in and make a few changes to kind of get the truth out there? Because it seems like a lot of these other changes are, let's see here, Nintendo eliminated a paragraph stating that earlier and later versions of the GameCube were prone to disk read errors, and that paragraph didn't cite or reference any sources or
right,
and that doesn't.
No, I mean this is the stuff in this thing. Basically, it's about a company trying to manage its corporate image, and an open source medium. Again, these guys, anybody can edit it. I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah, it's like the community might find that uncouth or something like that.
Right.
But you know what? They also built this thing to allow exactly that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what you get.
So yeah, I mean it's not less sinister. There's a great thing on Wired right now talking about all the kind of they vote on what the weirdest changes are, and there's great stuff there's one for the NRA saying where they changed the entry to hunting to wildlife conservation.
Wow.
So I'm going to get me my 30-06 and go conserve me a couple
of
deer.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot funnier. What was it? I think it was somebody at ExxonMobil basically deleted the entire Wikipedia entry for biodiesel. Just deleted the whole entry.
Whoa.
It seems like this is probably just employees acting on their own. Just I can do this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. And just messing around.
I don't know. Stuff like the ESA deleting any mention of mod chips being legal in Australia.
Yeah.
That seems like kind of that seems like a directive thing of someone has to go and do information management. And that's what all of this is. And I think the lesson here is that it's good that there's this, Wikipedia tracker thing, because it can show you where those edits are actually coming from.
Yeah, I mean, you, before this tool came out, you could look at all the list of IP addresses and look them up yourself if you wanted to. But I guess this just streamlines the process so that we can all have fun without doing all the legwork, which is always nice.
Who watches the watchers?
Exactly.
Yes.
My Wikipedia page has an error on it.
I don't even think I have a Wikipedia page anymore.
I mean, the minute I put one up, someone started defacing it. So
yeah, well, yeah.
That's my ex-girlfriend.
That's half the fun, really. Yeah, I'm not even going to say what the error is because it kind of doesn't matter. But it's just I didn't actually do that.
This will not stand. I'm going to edit your entry to make sure that all information about Jeff Gershman is 100% factual.
Are you the one that built it out? Because it's creepy.
No, I've never even looked at it.
It's super creepy.
The ombudsman.
He has beautiful hair. You can get lost in his eyes.
Such supple skin.
It was you that wrote it.
I'd love to wear that skin.